Alright, welcome to another Geek of Spades unboxing. Today I have for you the Bolt Action Blitzkrieg German Army Starter. That's right, we're getting into some historical type stuff around here at Geek of Spades. You may have already watched Spencer's British Army unboxing. I picked up the German starter just this last weekend and thought I would share with you the contents. Zach will be picking up the Russian starter at some point here, at which point all three of us will have armies, and we'll be able to bring you some additional content for Bolt Action. In the meantime, let's look what's in the box. Alright, so here we have the contents of the box. As you can see, there are quite a lot of sprues here. We'll start from the left and go to the right. So this is your half track. This starter, unlike most other starters, comes with two vehicles, making it a little bit unique. So it comes with this half track here. All plastic, of course. There's some metal components in the box as well as a resin panzer, but most of it is plastic. The half track, everything looks good. I love these models. They're very well made. Most of the stuff is just, as you can see, it's just pin and socket kind of stuff. I love the look of the models. The half track's always been really cool to me. I'm glad one came with the army. I didn't think it did. And then we were looking at the army list the other day, and it does in fact come with one. You have here 5 sprues of infantry. Every sprue is exactly the same, but it does give you options for building command units and snipers and a few other things, which is good because the options are in the list to build them. One of the great things about Bolt Action starter sets is that the box itself comes with an army list. So this is the 1,000-point suggested army list for this box set. You can change it up however you like. There are other options within the box that you can build. I'll probably just go with the list that's in the box. In order to make things more identifiable for those of us who don't have an extensive knowledge of World War II setups and gear, it does come with this sprue guide. So it tells you exactly what is on each sprue and what you can build with the different pieces on the sprue, which is good. The only downside that I have found so far is that for like the half track here and for this this tank that I've already assembled, it does need some gap filling, but I have already assembled it. The downside I found, and it's a pretty serious downside, there's no instructions for building this. I had to pull up pictures to figure out where all the little metal pieces attached and how. So if you don't have a pretty good knowledge of what these things are supposed to look like assembled, you'll have to dig through the internet to figure it out. There are a couple of metal kits that this comes with. These are, I think, this looks like one of the heavy weapon team. That would make this the mortar team, the 81mm mortar team. And then this one is, that's the mortar team, and this one's the light artillery team. I haven't really opened these much, just taking a look at them, seeing what's in there, and played around with them. I'll be doing some building a couple of these so you can see what each one of them looks like, just like I did with the tank here, and we'll get back to you with those real quickly here. Okay, so I've gone ahead and built my command squad. This is a 3-man squad that'll lead my 1,000-point army as kind of an HQ unit. It's just 3 people. So this is my first officer, or he's my first lieutenant, excuse me. He's the officer for my army. The rules for the officer are kind of vague. He has whatever equipment you model on him. So I went ahead and gave him the small machine gun there. And then, just to mark him out as an officer, I went ahead and put the map pack on him, the map bag, and gave him the command arm, so he's waving his troops forward. These models are beautiful to assemble, very little in the way of flashing and mold lines. The only difficulty I found when assembling these models is the sheer number of options for them. If you don't already know what's supposed to go on them, it's really slow going. So he gets 2 riflemen to accompany him. So these are the 2 riflemen that I went ahead and built. As you can see, nothing too spectacular about them. They're just some German riflemen carrying rifles. And just to make sure that I knew they were in the command squad, I put some extra bags on them. I'll probably end up putting bags on the regular guys as well. I've got 3 squads of 10 that are going to go into this army. So I've got another 30 of these guys to build. But those ones that includes a couple of light machine guns and additional submachine guns, and there's one of them that has anti-tank grenades. So there'll be a lot of variation in the squads, despite the fact that there's only, I think, 5 or 6 bodies that go into each one. And plus I have the half-track to build, so there are a lot of things I really like about these models. I really like the way the bases that Bolt Action uses. They're very low profile. So your models don't stand up as much from the table as if you're using, say, traditional 25mm bases. As you can see, there's a significant difference there. I mean, they're the same size. They're both 25mm 1-inch bases, so they don't take up any more space than these ones do. But at the same time, they look larger, which I think is good, because the low profile makes it so that you have more of a your infantry sinks more into the table, if you know what I mean. So they look like they're part of the battlefield and not separate from it. But at the same time, they do take up the same amount of space, so you don't have to worry about that. And it's noticeable that they're there. Yeah, these models are great. I hope to have some more footage available for you guys when I get some more of the army built. There's one other model that I have already built. I showed it to you a little bit, and that is my Panzer IV. This will give you an idea of the scale here. I'm going to go ahead and change the camera angle here for you real quick. There we go. Hopefully this will give you a little bit better idea of the scale. So as you can see, the tank's not particularly huge. We're not talking like rhinos or land raiders here with this kind of game. The tanks they're decent scale compared to the infantry. It's a little more realistic. I have been reading on the forums where these ones like this that are made by Warlord tend to be a little on the small side scale-wise, but it's not a big issue. Even if you're mixing and matching from other manufacturers, they'll still look just fine. I don't see a problem with it. But yeah, this is Bolt Action by Warlord Games. This is the Blitzkrieg German starter set. We want to have a lot of fun with it. I've picked up dice and books and everything to go along with this. Spencer's got his. I think he just needs to get his dice. Dave, who's a friend of ours from the studio, he's ordered all the stuff to play Americans, and Zach's going to be picking up the stuff to play the Russians, and we're going to be having a lot of fun with this game after reading through the rules and watching some videos about it and everything, reading up on the forums. It looks like it's a really great game, and I recommend if you're at all interested in historical wargaming, this and Flames of War are probably the 2 friendliest games you can get into for historical wargaming, especially for a World War II setting. I hope to try out some of Warlord Games' other offerings. I'm particularly interested in Hail Caesar. I think that one would be fun. But we'll see what happens and where we go from here. Hopefully I'll come back to you with some more information on Bolt Action soon, and with lots of great painted models and battle reports, learn to plays, and all that kind of stuff. I know we've said that about other games, and we do have those coming at you soon. I just have to paint them. It just takes a while, and since that's what I do all day anyway, it gets really old to come home and paint more stuff. But we will have those for you for Malifaux and Lord of the Rings and Warlord and Bolt Action, some more Firestorm Armada stuff. We've just ordered the 2-player starter, so we'll have the new rules as well as a couple more fleets to play with. And yeah, keep geeking out, because you know we will. And come back and stay tuned to the channel for more content and more upcoming videos.